If you've ever been camping, you'll know how nice it can be to find a nice open clearing in the forest to set up camp. You know you'll be able to watch the stars and make yourself comfortable in the dry meadows, and the nearby pine trees will provide you with wood for your campfire. However, some clearings may present you with a very unpleasant surprise if you decide to actually camp there. Through a very unique combination of weather conditions, geology and topography, these pleasant and comfortable looking meadows can become deadly as soon as the sun sets. In today's video, I will attempt to camp in such a place and investigate exactly what causes such a unique phenomenon to happen. I've actually run out of small firewood, which is not good. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, I am dressed rather scantily, despite the fact that there is snow behind me, as you can tell, probably. Yeah. And actually I'm wearing a t-shirt because, well, right now it's probably around 14 or 15 degrees Celsius, which is really warm for this time of year and for this place in particular, because right now I'm in the coldest region of France, and actually I'm probably not going to be wearing this t-shirt for very long. I mean, at least not only this t-shirt, because otherwise, if I do that, then I'd probably freeze to death. Because today I'm going to go visit a place where temperatures can drop immensely because of a sort of microclimate. So more on that in a minute, because right now I'm kind of catching my breath. I don't really want to explain that, but yeah, this is going to be quite interesting for sure. Now, here's a little disclaimer for those of you who live in North America and who are used to seeing very cold temperatures in winter. See, the thing is, here in Western Europe, we have a cool little thing called the Gulf Stream, which helps make our winter months more mild. So the temperatures you will see in this video may not be all that impressive at first glance, but for a Western European like me who has hardly ever experienced temperatures below -15 degrees Celsius, let alone camped in temperatures lower than that, this was quite the experience. So we're about an hour away from the place where I would like to be, and while I was chatting with that guy in the car, he told me a few interesting fun facts about this place. Number one, he said that apparently people had found snow in like summer in this place. Now, I don't really know if that's true, but I did have a look online, and apparently in 2022 this place saw 12 days below zero in July. So that is pretty cool. So yeah, this is where I'm going today. I mean, this is gonna be crazy. It's the middle of fucking February too, so anyway, for once though, I am actually well equipped. The goal this time is not to travel with the least amount of equipment. I've actually got quite a lot of equipment, which is why my bag is really heavy. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. So as I've just mentioned, this is actually the place where those record temperatures were recorded. And it may look actually quite unassuming like that, but there are a few clues that might tip you off as to the fact that this place is kind of special. The first clue is actually the tree line. Yeah, you can really see how these trees kind of transition from big trees to smaller trees to little bushes, and then to little shrubs, and then to nothingness basically. And yes, that is actually because this place is so cold that even pine trees can't grow here. So what we've got is essentially what we call an inverted tree line. The other clue is of course the fact that this place is basically shaped like a giant ball. And of course that will allow cold air to flow in and accumulate, because then it can't really escape anywhere. Now, bowl shapes are quite unusual actually in nature, because basically, of course, they always tend to be filled in by sediment or water and form lakes and that sort of thing. But here, the thing is, this place, the underground here is basically all limestone, and actually there's basically a big chunk of limestone there in the foreground of the camera. And as you'll know, limestone tends to erode and form karst. And this is exactly what this place is. This is basically just one giant sinkhole. So what you have to imagine is that beneath my feet, the limestone is probably kind of broken up and kind of collapsed in on itself and forms this kind of bowl. Another clue, actually it's not really a clue, it's more of a factor, but basically that's the sky. As you can tell, it's extremely clear, there's no clouds, so the heat is all free to just go and be radiated into the atmosphere, and this is going to cool this place down a lot. The other factor, by the way, is actually snow. Indeed, snow acts like a blanket, preventing the soil from warming the air. As soon as the sun sets, all of these factors combine and the trap begins to close on those who would be unaware. The slopes of the valley cool rapidly, and cold air starts rushing down into the small depression in which I have pitched my tent. There it accumulates and fills the depression, creating conditions similar to those found in places much further north, hence the valley's name, Little Siberia. As temperatures dropped, I opened my bag to put on as many layers of clothes as I could. I just put my tent up. I'm going to make a fire in a little while. But first I would like to go check on my camera. As I was saying, I would like to go check my camera. And I'm going to make a guess as to what the temperature is right now. And earlier I was going to say -7. But I think that was maybe because I was feeling a little bit cold. But now, yeah, honestly I'd say -5. Yeah, -5 seems pretty reasonable. Right, let's have a look. Whoa! Oh, what? -9.8, dude. What? Is that the most? Wait, that's the latest, yeah. Wow. -10. What the fuck? That dropped so fast. So it was at 0.1, then -7, but 0.1 was probably because I just touched it, probably, so. After receiving the news that the temperatures had not only gone below freezing, but were also well on course to getting lower than some of the coldest temperatures I had ever experienced in my life, it became clear to me that starting a fire might be a good idea. Okay, looks like I've got some good tinder, but is it going to catch on? Fire. Right. Just went and got some more timber. This is really unfortunate that I can't show you this, but there's a sort of layer of fog that's forming above the valley sort of thing, and it's only about like 10 meters wide. It's really small. It's very thin too. But anyway, the reason why I was out here is because my fire has died again. Therefore, I'm going to get some more tinder. And Jesus Christ, I hope this works this time, because I've actually run out of small firewood, which is not good. Otherwise, I mean, I've got some cooked potatoes still, which I can eat. Well, once again, we've got some roaring flames, but for some reason it always fails to translate it to an actual proper fire. So, yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to manage to cook anything with that, but at least I'm able to warm up, so that's nice. Oh man, yeah, I don't know why it's not working out. I don't know. Maybe the wood is actually kind of damp or something. Wow, that's amazing. I can actually see the stars on my camera. That's just how bright they are. I'm going to check on my camera one last time. And I think after this, it's going to be bedtime. And I'm going to guess it's minus 15. But genuinely, it's not actually, I mean, it doesn't feel that cold. And it's probably, at least in part, due to the fact that the air is actually very dry. Okay, picture taken. Now let's go have a look. Okay, so I said minus 15, right? Let's have a look. Minus 12, okay. So not actually as cold as I thought. Yeah, no, okay. Alright, well, that's interesting. So it's not actually cooling that much anymore. Hey everyone. So I went to bed about 2 hours ago, and I'm happy to say that so far things are going very well. I actually just took a whole bunch of layers off because I felt so fucking warm in here that I was actually sweating. Good morning everyone. There's ice on the outside of my sleeping bag, which is interesting. My shoes are frozen solid. I mean, as is most of my stuff right now. I'm going to have a look at my camera, and actually I'm going to guess and say I'm hoping for minus 20. That would be really cool. Yeah, let's have a look. What? Minus 20. I'm gonna let the camera take some more pictures, because apparently, yeah, it's low on battery, but whatever. So apparently right now is actually the coldest moment, the coldest hours. It was minus 20 right now. Wow, holy shit, minus 20 though. Okay, I'm ready to leave. My tent is completely frozen, so I couldn't really fold it into a neat little roll. So yeah, that's why it looks like a disaster. But yeah, other than that, let's go. Even my beard is freezing a little bit. That's kind of funny. Never happened to me before, but there you go. After walking through beautiful snowy landscapes, I hitched a ride in a scrapyard worker's truck. My bag was hastily thrown onto the pile of junk he was carrying, and I spent the rest of the trip watching it jiggle precariously behind me. The plan was to go investigate some beautiful karst formations nearby, which would allow me to better appreciate the forces of nature that shaped the valley I spent the night in. After drinking a glass of water with an old lady and her 22 cats, it was time for me to move on again. The temperatures were now much more mild, and it felt like I was taking a gentle stroll on a nice summer evening. That night, it barely got below freezing, which provided me with an interesting comparison to the previous night. In the morning, I hitched a ride with a man who had spent most of his life making cheese. This took me to the nearest train station, which also concluded my trip to camp in the coldest place in France. This was a great opportunity for me to experience camping in freezing conditions, and I also learned a lot about the physics behind it. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did going on this adventure, and in the meantime, goodbye.